No, I'm pissed, guys. I'm not gonna act like I'm not pissed. I'm fucking pissed. Every time we get ready to get over that fucking hump, it's like we can't get there. It's like this game would have put us over the hump. We could have been tied for the fifth spot. Looking good for the next game. We got two easy games against Detroit. We got a winnable game against Indiana. It's like we could never get over that hump to say, okay, we arrived. So mad, man. Let's get to these stats and then we'll talk a little bit about the game, man. Minutes for Randall, 35, 25 points, 10 rebounds, seven assists, uh, 3 for 6 from 3-point land. He did good. Alfred Payton did good. 34 minutes, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 0 from 2 for 3-point land. R.J. Barrett, 27 minutes, 4 points. RJ drives to the basket and he's out of control. He can never make the high percentages of his layups. It's becoming a pattern for him. It's like when he goes to the basket, I clinch. I tighten up. Because this guy don't make layups, man. And I'm getting tired of making excuses for him. He's really starting to piss me off because he's doing it a lot. A couple times he went to the basket and was out of control with nowhere to go with the ball, just flinging it up towards the basket. Like that shit really pissed me off with RJ. It's like, what is he thinking? Like his game is starting to slide off. You can say he had a couple good games after the bad 3 games. Then he had a couple good games, and tonight he had another bad game. It's like he's not focused or something. Noel's did all right, 24 minutes. RJ had 10 rebounds though, 4 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. Noel's 24 minutes, 8 points, 5 rebounds, uh, 3 blocks. Bullet, 19 minutes, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 for 6 from the field goal percentage. Noel was 4 for 6 from the field goal percentage. RJ Barrett was 1 for 9. Peyton was 8 for 9, and Julius Randle was 8 for 21. Bullet was 2 for 6. Our bench, D Rose, 27 minutes, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 for 15 free field goal percentage, 2 for 4 from 3-point land. D Rose did good. He's a 12 on the court. Burks, 24 minutes, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 for 10. He was a 17 on the court. Gibson, 24 minutes, 8 points. What's that? How many rebounds did Gibson have? Am I seeing that right? Is that saying 11 or is that saying 1? 11 rebounds for Gibson? 8 points, 11 rebounds, 2 for 3 for field goal percentage, 4 for 4 free throws. Toppin, 13 minutes, 7 points, 2 rebounds. I like the way Toppin is starting to play. He's developing to like a bully type game, and that's his game. He hit the 1-3. The threes he shoot high. They go way high. They go up. They elevate and then they come down. It's like his three clinches me up too. Also, but he did good. 7 points for the minutes he played. 13 minutes. Quickly, it's like they had him shook tonight. He was questioning his shot instead of just throwing it, and that's when Thibs pulled him. But Thibs is not getting off the hook with me. Quickly, 13 minutes. 3 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 for 4 for 3-point land. He was a 12 on the court too. Knox didn't play. He's the only one. And Rivers, Pinson, Nicolene, and them guys. This is what I want to say about Quickly. He let them get in his head tonight. He was scared to shoot. He was questioning whether he should shoot or not, and that's why he got in trouble a lot. Instead of him just being dominant and turn off, like when the crowd wasn't. I don't know if it's the crowd. He's trying to show off in front of the crowd now, or he's trying to do the right thing. He don't want to mess up in front of the crowd. That's why he was hesitant. But see, when nobody's in the stadium and you playing the game, it's like you're in practice because there's no crowd to see you mess up. So you're on TV, but you ain't focusing on camera. You ain't see no people in front of you. You're more comfortable playing the game. So I don't know if it was the crowd that's the starstruck, like seeing people in the crowd, like what's his name from Saturday Night Live? He was there with that big old chain on. What's his name? The comedian, the funny dude that played in the movie with Ice Cube. What's his name, man? He had a big accident. It'll come to me. Anyway, when you start seeing people like that, maybe sometimes you say, oh, I don't want these guys to see me mess up. And you be trying to make sure you do all the right moves. Maybe that was in his head because he's a rookie. So I'm gonna give him a pass tonight. And but I'm gonna tell you where the game momentum changed. And this one goes to the coach, Coach Thibs. What was he thinking in the second quarter with 3 minutes left? Derrick Rose and Quickly and them was on fire. They was doing good. They was up 5. They had the momentum. They was playing defense. They was on Curry. They had him shook. Everything was going fine. Next thing you know, after Golden State called the timeout, 3 minutes left, I go back to the TV, and it's the first unit in again. I was like, why the hell did he do that? The second unit was killing them. I thought the second unit was going to close out and come back for part of the third. Or at least close out the quarter to halftime. That's where the momentum changed at. And these guys got their heart back. O'Brien and the other dude. And because we had momentum, man. We was killing it with the second unit. Thibs blew that, man. I don't care what nobody say, man. Thibs blew it. Thibs blew it, man. He did, man. I don't care what nobody say. Thibs blew it, man. He blew it. He did, man. He blew his game, and that's the bottom line. 106 to 114. I'm pissed, man. I'm pissed. I ain't even gonna be able to sleep tonight. I'm turning off all sports notifications. I'm gonna just sit back in the dark and I'm gonna look at Man Knicks podcast. Man. It's the Knicks. I sit back and listen to their conversations, and then I sit back and listen to the Legion of Knicks podcast station and a few other guys, Terry and Trey. I listen to all them guys, and I like doing that. That's why I get my video out, and hopefully one day I can get a fan base where we can go live and, like I said, and be talking and stuff like that and debating and just going through our anger problems about losing and everything. I like all that stuff, and I want to share it with all the Knicks fans, and that's what it's about. But, man, we had a chance to step up, man, and be like two heads a step of Toronto. Not Toronto, because Toronto lost tonight also. I hope Miami lost, and I hope Charlotte lost. You know what I'm saying? Did Charlotte get postponed? Because, see, the Bulls are 14 and 16, and we're 15 and 17. So we're tied with the Bulls for the seventh spot. So they're in the 8th spot. The Hornets are 14 and 16. Is that today's game that they lost? And Miami is 14 and 17 because I think they lost. But we're only one game ahead of Miami. They're 14 and 17. We're 15 and 17. So between the Knicks, the Bulls, and the Hornets, we're all 6 games behind. So we're all tied right there at 6 games behind. And Miami is only 6.5 behind. And the Hawks is the next thing closer. They're 13 and 18, and they're 7.5 games behind. But you see what I say, guys? In Toronto, they're 16 and 16, and we would have been they're 15 and 15. We would have been 16 and 16. We would have been tied with Toronto in the 5th spot, headed for that 4th spot with the Pacers when we played them the next time. And that's why I say we can never get there, because going into that Pacer game, we'd have controlled our own destiny to take that 4th spot and to be ahead of everybody else, and we wouldn't have to worry going into the All-Star game. But now we got to hope we can win and other teams lose just so we can stay relevant at the bottom, when we could have been at the top half of the standings going into the playoffs. Going into the All-Star break. And that's what I was hoping for. So I blame you, Thibs. For taking that second unit out with 3 minutes left in the second quarter, because I don't care about no minutes and who's playing the most. If somebody's playing good, you're supposed to let them rock out until they stop producing. And you didn't do that. You came back with the starting lineup with 3 minutes left. You should have let them get that extra 3 minutes on the bench. Came back in the third quarter with them. Like, that was stupid, man. So stupid. Now we got to struggle, man. We got to struggle. Dude, man, I'm so pissed off. You know, like I said though, I gotta keep it in perspective. And the Knicks are in rebuild mood. That was just me getting my anger out, so I don't just hold it all night. And I love our team, guys, and I'm mad we lost, but you know it happens. I would like to see Knox had get a little run, you know, just to get a little bit of run. And I would love to. I know we probably not gonna make no moves before the All Star break, so I highly doubt that's gonna happen. And you know, quickly leads the league in player efficiency ratings. I didn't know that until I was reading about it on this thing that was doing stats on all the guys and stuff. He actually leads the lead in player efficiency ratings. He leads the entire league. Yeah, I'm mad at Thibs, man. I'm mad at Thibs, man. I want to hurt Thibs. I see Thibs. This one of them times where I wish I was a seasoned ticket holder and I sat somewhere close to the bench, because I would have been like, Thibs, what are you thinking? That second unit was killing it. Why did you wait so long to come back to him? Why did you take him out with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, in the second quarter? Why would you do that? I know he probably wouldn't answer me, but at least it would have been on his mind. And I'm sure any coach or analyst that would ever hear this by accident, because I know I'm never gonna get no big time celebs or athletes or nothing to hear this or look at it or comment on it. But I bet you they would agree with me about that 3 minutes with them having the momentum. Derrick Rose quickly, Toppin, Taj, and who was it? Burks. I definitely bet you they agree with me. I bet you they would agree with me. And through the grapevine, guys, they've been talking about Worldwide West is really working hard to try to convince, and I don't know why they wrote this like this to try to get that man in trouble, trying to convince Bill Camp to ask for a trade. Now that's tampering. Now I'm pretty sure Worldwide West is not that stupid. You know what I'm saying? So I look at that and I read it and I said, if it is happening, he's not that stupid for it to happen and get out. He's not gonna have no direct contact. He's not gonna have none of his people have direct contact. I'm pretty sure he's not crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? So somebody writing looking for some cap, you know. And when we say cap, a lot of people, you know, they're trying to capitalize off the situation, you know, because they know everybody's gonna read it, and everybody's like, who wrote this? And you know, somebody probably popular probably wrote it, so a lot of people gonna read it and log on to it. So it is what it is, man. But like I said, guys, please somebody comment below and let me know you feel like I feel about that, making it over the hump, that one big game that would put us over the hump so we can relax during the All-Star game and be in good position to go ahead forward. Not saying this game would have made us say we're going to make it to the championship, but that one game to get us out of that bottom back bracket of the playoffs where we have to struggle and anything can happen, and then somebody mess around and we got to depend on somebody else to lose to get in and all this type of stuff like nail biter minutes and all this type of stuff, when we can be right here at the top half and pull away so we can have enough of a lead where we don't have to worry about nothing for a few weeks after the All-Star break. You know what I'm saying? We can play comfortable. And I see Julius Randle still putting up big numbers, three rebounds away from a triple double. Like, the guy's a stud, man. And and I have to say too, Peyton, man, Peyton's been a stud lately, man. You can't say he hasn't. I mean, and the commentators, they were like, they wanted New York to lose so bad. They kept talking about what Golden State need to do to win. Peyton can't shoot. It was stuff that, you know, they was just bashing the Knicks the whole game. And it seemed like the refs were too, calling all this nonsense. We were getting beat up. RJ got beat up a lot. He didn't get no calls. It's like the game before that, the Orlando game. No, the game before that we pulled out. The refs were against us too. It's like the refs be hating on the Knicks for some reason. We don't get a lot of calls because we don't have superstars. I think that's the reason. You know what I'm saying? But I think if Derrick Rose was our starting guard, I think he could score 20 or 30 on any given night. I really do. Sometimes he pushed the ball when he drives in. He used so much energy to get to the lane that he drains himself. And when he get that last burst, it's not enough for that shot. And he front rims it sometime or it goes off. But overall, we came back. We played a good game. We got sometimes we lacked on defense, and I don't know if the crowd had something to do with that tonight, and the crowd wasn't really cheering them on. Like at times, the crowd was like, defense, defense. You know how they do the defense rent in the Garden, and I don't think that was enough. I think with a full capacity, once this COVID is over, with a full capacity, and we on a splurge and a run like that, and we're D and Curry, and the whole stadium stand up and be like chanting, defense, let's go. And I think that would pump the team up so much. It would give us that energy and that burst that we need to continue on and play hard. I don't care if you huffing and puffing, holding your knees, holding your shorts, bending over, tired. That crowd will give you that energy to go crazy. And that's what I want to see. And I'm going to be there. So with that, guys, until the next time, I'm going to go check out some other people and listen to what they have to say. Our next game is, wow, I hate this. Our next game is against Sacramento. Them young guys are scrappy. And that's Thursday. So we got tomorrow off. Right? Yep. We got tomorrow off. And that's about it, guys. Please like and comment. I'm asking people to please comment on the content. Let me know something. Let me know if you don't like it. Let me know if you don't like me. Just comment something. You know, just so I can see if people are interested, tuned in. I know we have diehard Knicks fans, and I'm just wondering, like, I know they're not all used up with all the other platforms, and you can join more than one platform. You know that, right? Like, it's all right to sub to my channel, man. It's gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get better. You know, as long as I'm genuine about my Knick dialogue and my content and the stats and my opinions about the games and stuff like that, then I don't see how I can go wrong, and I don't see how anybody joining us can go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Do I want to go live? Yes. Do I want to give up the link so people could join in? Yes. But I don't want to build my foundation on that because other people have already done that, and I don't want to take anybody else's platform like that. You know, because you see that too much today. And then you see people on other platforms who start off talking on somebody else's platform and being on somebody else's platform. Next thing you know, they got their own page, which is cool, but then they take all their ideas and from their platform, and then they end up beefing with that person, the person that gave them the start. You know, I'm not that person. I just want to come up here, talk about my team, have fun, see the other people that cheer for our team as well, have fun, you know, express their anger about wins and losses. And that's all it's about with me, man. You know, I said I've been a Knicks fan for 38 years, since 1985 when Patrick Ewing first got drafted. And the reason why, I'm not going to say I was a fan because of Bernard King and because of Willis Reed and all that stuff. You know, I have watched film on them dudes, you know, back then when they was around playing. Because that in seven, I was born in 66. So I was only like 9, 10 years old. I wasn't really into NBA like that. You know what I'm saying? To sit down long enough to watch a game. You know how much energy you have as a kid. But once I became a teenager, I started watching college. North Carolina with Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Georgetown with Patrick Ewing. You know what I'm saying? And Connecticut, UConn. UConn used to stink so bad, but then they got good. You know what I'm saying? And they started winning. I was like, okay, good. We got a team in Connecticut that representing Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? And we started doing good. We're the only college to do this ever. The men and the women win the championship in the same year. And I think we did it twice. We was balling. My boy Earl Kelly, he played for UConn in what's the other kid name? He was from Connecticut that played for UConn also. We used to hang out sometime. Norm. What's his name? Norman Belly? Yeah, man. I know these guys, man. That's why I say, I want to ask them, would it be all right to sit down and talk basketball? But I don't want, if they haven't been doing it now, I don't know if they would want to do it, and I don't know if the situation would be a sticky situation because the way the careers ended or the way it didn't end, how they wanted it to end. So, we'll see one day. We'll see. I'll sit down and talk to Baby because that's what they call Earl Kelly. Look him up. Earl Kelly. He played for UConn in, I have to say, it had to be 80, 90, the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. I'm gonna look up the information and get it for you guys and put it on the station just so you guys can see it. We do have a little bit of talent that came out of New Haven. We had Super John Williamson that played for Boston Celtics. I think he played for the Knicks for a little while. Played for New Jersey. Then we had Sly Williams that played professional NBA basketball. That came out of New Haven, Connecticut. Super John, he passed away. He ended up passing away back. Originated where he was born and raised in Ashman Street Projects, New Haven, Connecticut. And Sly Williams ended up back in New Haven in the Kimberly Avenue area in the Hill in New Haven, Connecticut. But he ended up, doing a few bids, getting incarcerated. He ended up in New York City. He was working as a gym teacher somewhere down there. And I don't know what happened. You know what happens though with the drug use and the drug abuse. Me and Sly Williams' brother Jerry is real cool. Now I'm gonna sit down. I wanna link up with Jerry too and see if he'd be willing to talk because he never played NBA ball. But you know how you got them brothers that play, their brothers play NBA ball, but they're better than their brothers. I gotta say Jerry might have been one of them because he's nice with the ball too. And so I got a little basketball history myself. You know what I'm saying? As far as knowing people, knowing a few people in the league and stuff like that. But that's how I end up being a basketball fan, and then it was like, okay, Connecticut don't have a pro team. So my oldest brother was born in New York. We spent all our summers in New York. My grandmother migrated from down south, my great grandmother. Rest in peace, Larmy Hudson. She brought all the children with her to New York. And my grandmother that was her oldest daughter. Not her oldest daughter. My Aunt Lolly, rest in peace, was the oldest daughter. But everybody was living in New York from down south. My grandmother, which was one of my great grandmother's daughters, came to New Haven, Connecticut. She met her husband on a job. So she was coming back and forth to Connecticut. But my mother was still living in New York. My brother was born in New York. Then my mother came down here a few times with my mother to stay, and she ended up telling my father that she was going to move up here because my grandmother's moving up here because of the job. So out of all my entire family, my mother and my grandmother was the only one that moved up here from New York with their kids. My grandmother had 3 daughters and a son. My Uncle Roosevelt passed away, rest in peace. And 3 daughters. My Aunt Linda passed away, rest in peace. And my mother and my Aunt Jandel. And that's how we came to New Haven. Me and my younger brother were born here. So I got ties to New York City. My entire family lived in New York City, lived in New York City, live in New York City, or might have migrated back down South way now, or and stuff like that. But that's my ties to New York. We spent all our summers in New York. Sometimes with my cousin, my favorite cousins, and we had fun. Sometimes with my aunt, and we had no fun. And we were right across the street from the stadium, from the baseballs, from the Mets, from the stadium. And my aunt used to make us watch the games. And we had no choice. So I got into it because I knew we had to watch it for 9 long endings, and there wasn't nothing we could do about it. So I started watching the games. When we would stay with her, she would let us go outside. We would sneak away, try to go by the stadium, get in. Because back then, if you make it in first, you were able to probably get a job selling the peanuts and stuff like that. And they give you a little something at the end or whatever. And that's my ties to New York. And like I said, we didn't have a pro team in Connecticut, so I went with the Knicks and Patrick Ewing. But I still have my favorite players that came out of UConn, like Drummond, that UConn connection, Ray Allen. Uh, it's a bunch of them. Rip Hamilton. A bunch of UConn players did good in the league. Kemba Walker is latest one. They're trying to dog him now because he's coming back from injury. Uh, it's a bunch of them guys, that came from UConn that I was a fan of and I always liked. But I'm a Knick fan now, and I like my team. And whoever suits up for the Knick, that's who I root for. I'm not gonna sit here and say trade this person, trade that person. Yeah, I get mad when they make mistakes, but I tell you what, all them guys on that bench play better than me, and they getting paid millions of dollars to do so. So all I can do is root for them and hope we win. And we don't win, I express my anger and the reasons why, and then I move on. And I hope everybody enjoyed the content that I put up here. And with that, I'm really out of here this time. And good night, you guys, and have a good night. And I'll see you guys after I might come on tomorrow, but if not, I'll see you after the next game. Peace.